Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. I have a nice rack, fairly balanced. I don't think there's a bingo here. And max is the obvious play. I'm just wondering if there's a different one which gets the X doubled. But I don't think there is, and this rack leave is really good. Pretty good. All bingo-y tiles. There'll definitely be a whole bunch of 8s, but is there a 7 with this rack? Not sure there is. And there may not be any floaters. Wow. So let me consider the 2-letter sets. Well, let me first consider whether there is a 7. I've already decided there isn't, but is that right? Well, it's not coming to mind. So UM. No, not seeing anything with that. KA. No, and what about EX? No. Okay, well, that's slightly disappointing. I thought there may be a good chance of a bingo. So, what to do? I can play Lars for 25 points, leaving a decent rack leave and giving very little away. Well, it's got to be better to stick an A on for an extra 8 points. Actually, that's probably fairly marginal. However, I am doing it. Alas for 33. Well, slightly Val heavy, but all bingo-y tiles again. So do I have a 7 here? Not sure I do. If it was double A, I would have Aerosat. Yo does not take an S. And in fact, it takes nothing I've got. 27 points for opponent, that's good. So only 1 pointers, and this is always a tricky spot where you have an excellent rack, but no bingo. And you're possibly looking at scoring a really tiny number of points. I don't think I can score off the X. No. So what do I want to do? Play off OE would leave a really good 5-letter set. And I can do that here, which is taking out this hotspot, this triple letter square. A lot of high scoring tiles could go there for 30 odd points. So although this score is dismal, the rack leave is good, and I'm taking out a hotspot. Right, surely I am bingoing now. I have Yapster. Currently that plays in row K, column 12. They could both be blocked. Column 5 is a bingo lane, because Alaz has a number of front hooks. Great. Row K remains available. Does Yapster have an anagram? I don't think it does. And I don't have a double-double. So, wow, do I play it here? This maximizes score, but can take an S on the end. But if I play it beginning on this double word square, the S can go underneath the E. I think I will play it here. Yapster for 83. Wow, not a good pickup. I draw the Q, no U, and if I play QI, I'm leaving 5 consonants, so this may be a massive fail, especially if opponent's got an S or a blank. And one attraction of Yapster was that I was creating 2 hotspots, column 15 and column 8, down from the Y, but I'm not seeing anything with my rack down from that. Not seeing anywhere great for the Q, just Chi and Gi. So do I have a way of turning over a ton of tiles. Well, I could play Prill, column 14, getting the P tripled. And although I'm burning the I, wow, opponent did have the S, but didn't have a column 15 play or chose not to play it. So 73 points. I'm still attracted to Prill because this rack is so ropey. Or do I just play Chi for 20? Prill is 26. Keeping DQR, pretty unpromising. I can play the Q here for 22. Yeah, I think it's a good idea to get rid of the Q. No A for caddy. No N. Or what about playing Chi? Well, that's burning the I, which is pretty precious. For only 3 more points. Well, this is not a great rack lead, but I think this is fairly finely balanced between playing Chi and playing Prill. I draw the V. However, Prill still available. Nothing down from the Y. What about across from the I, livid? And that splits up the duplicate L and burns the V. Probably a better play than Prill overall. Now, I'm just back from Malta. Had an absolutely fantastic time. I didn't win, but I podiumed, finishing in 4th place, and it was just fantastic to be playing face-to-face Scrabble again after so long. Absolutely super fun. Now, opponents played Uja for 12. My livid spot remains available. An okay rack lead, nothing fantastic, but 27 points for livid. And the starting rack was pretty grim, so I am happy with this. Well, through an O, I would have pull motor. Talus is good, but Duke takes nothing. What about this rack plus an E? No, or an I? Nothing. So what to do here? It's not a particularly great rack, but I do have some possibility of scoring with the M and the P, and I want to get rid of the U. No N for chin, still 5 to come. Well, lump possibly in row M, although that does take front hooks. Both blanks still to come, and only 45 tiles left, so half the tiles have been played. Cone takes an S. I lead, but only by 6 points. Lump is 24 points. What about Pulmo? Is that good? I think it may be 30 points. Well, what about playing Pulmo up here? 28 points fewer. I am going to play it lower down for more points. So Pulmo for 30. And I draw the first blank. Fantastic. And the rest of the rack not a million miles away from a bingo. I don't think I have one this turn. And I'd like to get rid of the J and the F. Jaffa is good. Wow, that plays in row D for a big score. Will opponent be attracted to Pulmo? And does Jaffa play anywhere else? I don't think it does. Luma, is Luma good? Well, if it is, Jaffa plays, but for a much lower score. However, it is a priority getting rid of the J and the F. Woo. Let me take that back. For some reason I thought I had 2 A's, and I don't. So was there a floating A on the board? No. Is there a way of playing off the F with the J? Oh, what a shame. I was looking forward to that play. So, any I for Vegeta? No. I can play Taj. Decent score, 35 points. I'm not getting rid of the F, but I haven't seen anywhere to get rid of the F with the J. And there are a couple of good spots for the F on the board next to RE and above the R of Yapster. Is there anywhere better for Taj? 12 minutes on my clock. No, I don't think so. Well, this looks pretty good. But do I have anything? Wharfie is good, with the blank as an H. And if Loom is good, I'm hesitant about both Loomer and Loom. Let me check them. Loom not good. Wow! Great bingo by opponent. So does Wharfie... Wharfie does play down here. For 102. Does it play any further along? No, I don't think it does. So I regain the lead. Still a blank out there. I lead by 90 and I have the Z. Is that going to be enough to enable me to hang on? One S, one blank to come, and row B is a 7-letter S lane, as is row I. So, where are the hot Z spots? Well, ZA and Z, that would be a 40-point play. It takes a Z in front. Res is good. So, do I have anything ZAI? Doesn't look promising. That's a shame. 8 Bryn, I think, takes an E. Well, I don't have one of those. Zag is good. The best I can do there is Tiz. I'd quite like to split up the duplicate H. They're not terrible together, but they're not great either. Now, 26 for opponent, 13 tiles in the bag. No takes an O in front. Well, I haven't seen anything better than ZA, and I certainly like the score. What would Zit have scored? 41. Well, so a sacrifice of 6 points. But turning over one more tile with a blank and an S to come. Tempting. Yeah, I am going to... well, it wasn't Zit, was it? It was Tiz I wanted to play. For 41. Well, I missed the S and blank. But it's not a dreadful rack. The H is a good scoring tile. Although I'm not... Well, REH is good. So I have Head. That's nice. It's not an obvious spot for opponent to play. And that's nearly 30 points. I don't think I have a bingo with this rack. Not seeing any floaters apart from the D. But, well, does the D give me something? I have Hand. Hand Heed, not good. And I have Head. Well, again, I'm not seeing anything. Remaining tiles apart from F, U, V and W are bingo, but that's quite a big qualification. Great, only 6 tiles left. What's nice about Head is that it obstructs the floating D, and row B and row I bingos are going to provide access to triple word squares, and this is a pretty good Rackley for taking advantage of openings. Heed for 30. And I draw the final blank. Fantastic. 3 tiles in the bag. Opponent could have Venus. Envious. But I don't think it's going to be enough to catch me. I lead by over 100. Now, I've blocked freehand. Do I really not have a bingo? What if the blank were an S? No, not seeing anything. Let me run through the alphabet. I have 10 minutes. Just wondering if there's any point, given that are the only bingo lanes ones which take an S, but Lum may take something different. That looks close to something. Snit is good. Bag is empty. I don't think opponent's got something, but let me finish this exercise first. Forehand, so that's 2 bingos I've blocked. However, this rack could have been opponent's rack, so the fact that I'm blocking bingos is an argument in favour of the blocking play. So this is the blank as an S, just not seeing anything. 10 minutes on my clock. Okay, so what to do? No tiles in the bag. Is opponent bingoing? I don't think he is. So I need to go out in 2. So I could play fresh for 42 points. I can surely go out with AN and AH, or AN and a fresh. And opponent's only got 1 point tiles, so he's not going to score massively in row A. Now, where is best for AN? That's 11 points, top right. 14 for Anne and a fresh. Not seeing anything better. Nay is good. That's only 11 points. Great, just 23 for opponent. And let me see what this scores. That's 12. Okay, so I think San is best for 15. And the final score, 364 for my opponent, 494 for me, a winning margin of 130 points, so a huge, huge win. Let's see what I missed. What a great game, nearly 500 points. Could I have done better at the end? So it was me to go first, and I played Max for 24. Max is only 10 more points and it burns the S, so I'm happy with my play. Wow, missed bingo, rescued, tricky one to see. My rack, phew, no missed bingo here, and alas, that was my play, and I like it. Opponent's rack plays yo. Phew, I was just waiting for a high probability 7-letter bingo to pop up, and fortunately it doesn't. So I play OE for 8, keeping rates, which is a monster. So is rates 14 points better than E? Yes, it is. E is 0.5, but rates must be 25 to 30, I would say. So definitely a better play than Ooters. Opponent plays Gob. And now I have Yapster for 83. That is the only bingo. playable in a variety of spots, and this scores the most. Opponent has Gurniest and Reisting. Plays Gurniest. And now I trail by 2 points, and I have this tricky rack. And I played Chi for 22. And the alternative was Chi and Gi burning the I, which I didn't want to do, given how many consonants I had. Opponent plays Yuga. Now I have Livid for 27. Virid also playable, but Livid splits up the L's. Opponent's rack no bingo plays Cone. Now Rumpot M3, that's nice. And instead I do Pulmo for 30. Yeah, Rumpot would have been better. Opponent's rack plays It. And I have, well, Raj and Taj. I think I chose the wrong... No, I chose the right one, but by accident I didn't consider both. But I think the R is a better tile than the T with blank EF. Now, I lead by only 60, but look at this. Opponent gets a bingo down, and now I trail. However, wow, unbelievable. Wharfie is the only bingo. So delighted to have spotted that. 102 points. And look at this. Opponent sitting there with Convert ready to go down. And denied. Does not have a bingo. Plays Talk. My lead only 68, but the board is tight. And I played Tiz for 41, which gives me a lead which can probably withstand a bingo. Opponent plays Dowel, and I play Head for 30. So here we are, 3 tiles in the bag, and I lead by 110. Pretty strong position to be in. Opponent plays Van. And the bag is empty. I can see that opponent doesn't have a bingo. I don't have a bingo. And I play Fresh for 42. And I think that's fine. Opponent's rack plays Iron Eyes, which was a good spot. And I go out with Sand for 15. So, what a game. Absolutely tremendous fun. We were fairly close for most of the game, especially when opponent played 8-Brin, and the game really turned on me being able to play Wharfie straight after, which stopped opponent getting his bingo down and also gave me a good lead, and I drew the Z from which I scored and was able to sustain a good lead going into the end game. So absolutely tremendous fun. Many thanks to my opponent for a good battle. I hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.